Hey y'all, this is Treacherous Slayer coming at y'all with another video, and before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now today y'all, we get into Dexter Original Sin episode 6, The Joy of Killing. Now y'all, this episode got me really pissed off because we see Becca getting ready to take Nikki to school. Nikki, who is Aaron's son, that's the captain of Myuu PD. We see them getting ready to leave, and she asks Nikki to like turn his Game Boy down and everything. And you know, he's just a kid being a kid, not really listening, just sliding in the backseat, got his headphones on like loud as hell. And y'all, why the hell we see the abductor slide out of nowhere and just knock Becca clean out? And then obviously Nikki heard some kind of disturbance since he took off his headphones, and he's instantly kidnapped by the abductor. I'm like, here we go with this. Now y'all, I called this like 2 episodes ago. I was like, oh, I hope Nikki's not next, since it was kind of like foreshadowing to that in a sense. Would Ginger Snap had that conversation with him while Becca and Aaron were arguing in his office. So I'm like, damn, like somebody really needs to catch this son of a bitch, because I'm like, what is going on? Then we jump to Deborah pressuring Ginger Snap on a double date and basically going through his wardrobe saying he can't be dressing like a grandpa, and she really wants him to impress GL since she really likes GL. She doesn't want him to be weirded out. She's like, just don't be you, like act normal. I'm like, now why you gotta eat him up like that, Deborah hot ass mess? And then she's like, oh, she tossed him this like plaid shirt and outfit or whatever, and then she's like, oh yeah, Sophia will like this on you. She has some kind of lumberjack kink at the moment, so you're really doing that for her. I'm like, girl, now you really over here pimping out your brother like you was a hot ass mess. So we then see Harry interrupting their sibling moment and ask him, okay, what you guys doing over here? She's like, oh, nothing. He's like, so when can I meet this Geo? And she's like, oh, now I compete with a dead body now? I'm shocked. And she's like, well, never, you're not meeting him. So she dips out. I'm like, this girl, right? Great. He was like, okay, come with me, we're going to work. So we see them go to this crime scene where this man was unfortunately strangled, and we see him covered with a plastic bag over his head, and Dex does his thing by putting himself in the killer's POV and seeing how the killer basically took this man's life. And Laguerta asks him for a rundown. He's like, well, I think he was basically getting more intimate, like the last victim that we seen, the sex worker at the beach, and he's still trying to find his niche in how to take people's lives, basically. And he classified it as like it was a pleasurable experience for him. She was like, she side-eyed the hell out of Ginger Snap. Okay, like pleasurable, that's a weird way to put it. And he was like, well, this killer is still trying to find their way around, you know, this lifestyle, basically, in a sick, twisted way. I'm like, yeah, this person, whoever it is, I'm just gonna call them the Miami Strangler at this point. His theory is that this killer is just, they're all connected to the like victim that they found at the restaurant and at the beach, since he's not robbing any of the victims, they're just being tortured before their lives are taken. So he seems there's a bit of connection. Even though I thought Tony Ferreira bobbed the first victim, but obviously I was wrong then. So it looks like we do got another serial killer besides the abductor we got to worry about. Like, it's so annoying at this point, I can't. And we see a little flashback of Debbie and Harry getting intimate. I'm like, dang, Debbie and Harry were really getting into it. Like, I'm genuinely shocked that Dexter isn't Harry's biological son at this point. As much as him and Debbie were getting it on, I'm like, oh my gosh, like y'all are really, y'all were busy. Like, let's be for it. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And she basically voiced her opinion on how she doesn't like being a side chick, and it's not really good. Obviously, we can tell she's falling for Harry. So, but obviously he reminds her, well, I'm married and everything. And I'm like, I guess. So We jump back to the present where Dex is investigating at the police station and building Levi's slaughter file, basically, for his session with Levi, basically. So we all know Levi officially Ginger Snap's third. So as Dexter's basically getting his night out with Levi ready, we see him noticing Aaron completely crashing out, throwing his chair. So obviously he just found out about Becca and Nikki. And Bobby tries to calm him down, like, look, okay, they're on their way here now. And they arrive, and he sees Becca in the bad shape, and they hug. And then we see the side dude over here yelling all in Aaron's ear, basically saying, you knew better to get on national TV and everything. I'm like, nah, pump the brakes. Like, you overstep it a bit at the moment. Like, he is the captain of the police force. He has to do his job. So what the hell are you talking about? Like, and Aaron clocked him like, look, sir, I need you to give me 50 feet before you be 6 feet deep. Because they was for the start tussling, because he was like, you the one who been fool all on with my wife for the past 14 years, so you need to back the hell up. And they were literally finna start throwing hands, and Bobby and Angel had to, like, hold Aaron back. Y'all, this was just so messy. And then this was just so tough. Like, I feel so bad for Becca and Aaron at the moment, since Aaron has to question Becca, like, okay, did you get a good description of this man? Like, what's going on? Like, and she just having a mental breakdown because she needs her son back, obviously. She was like, I couldn't get a good description. They came out of nowhere dressed in all black and a black mask and everything. And she just breaks down as he continues to try to ask a few questions. She was like, no, I didn't get the shoes or anything. I'm sorry, can you just, like, find him? And then he just, like, nods in defeat and just exits, like, okay, I'll give you a little minute. I'm like, y'all, this is such a tough watch. Like, I'm like, okay. Like, what are they gonna do? I was like, I really hope that Nikki is not a second, because I'm like, I couldn't handle another one at the gym, because that really, like, was messed up. That was so horrible. And, like, somebody find this damn abductor, like, stat. We see Ginger Snap stalking Levi, like, studying his pattern, since he's learning how to be normal himself, since he's finally accepted the fact that he's going to be an established serial bopper himself. So, as he studies Levi's patterns, he goes back to the station and asks Harry, like, okay, has there been an update on Nikki? And he's like, no, we got 10 days, because on the 12th day, that's when Jimmy was found, you know. And he was like, yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't get to that. We just got to keep faith that our team will find Nikki. And we hear Ginger Snap's inner monologue saying, yeah, I know we all want justice, but some of us want justice in different ways. And we know what form of justice that Ginger Snap wants. And I really hope he does receive that form of justice. Then we see flashback of Debbie going to meet some cartel members. Like, just another flashback of Harry's past, and him and Bobby are on stakeout duty, and Bobby asks him how he feels about the baby on the way with Doris and everything, and he said it's been going good. And obviously Debbie's pissed off hearing all this, because she don't want to hear about this, and she's trying to build a relationship with him. It's just so messy. And she goes in, and y'all, these cartel members are, like, ruthless. They over here chopping a man's finger off, and it's basically, I guess it's some, like, initiation for Debbie, and she is, like, freaking out, and Harry was about to blow the whole operation and busting there, but Bobby had to stop him, like, no, wait, she got promoted, so we good. They let her go. Then we jump back to the present where Dex, Deborah, hey, y'all, this is my favorite part of the episode. They go on this double date with Gio and Sophia, so I'm glad to see Sophia is here, y'all, because I was like, wait, I haven't seen her for, like, a couple episodes. Like, where the hell she at? So she's here, and she shakes her hand and greets Gio, and Dex introduces himself to Gio as well, and then he's like, oh, nice to meet you. Then he told Gio, yeah, nice teeth. Deborah looked like she wanted to punch the hell out of Dex. Like, really? I told you to be cool, and not all awkward and cringe. He was like, okay. He was like, thanks, I think. It was just so funny, y'all. Like, I'm fucking loving the show. So he accidentally sits by Deborah a little bit, and Deborah quickly clocks and he's like, dipshit, go sit next to Sophia. Because Sophia was, like, looking like, okay, what is he doing? And then he's like, oh, right. They all get ready to order their food, and the waitress comes over like, okay, are you all ready and everything? And then Deborah was about to say, oh, we would need a little bit. And then Ginger Snap just orders his like food fast as hell, like some burgers, some fries. You know, there. It says Gio said he paying for everything. I guess he said, shit, okay, bet. So he orders his side of the food, and Sophia voices to Ginger Snap, oh yeah, I don't like spicy foods. And he was like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that information? He said, this food is for me. Like, obviously y'all ordered something else. And then why y'all, they jumped to a little bit further, and they all just awkwardly staring at Ginger Snap just demolishing his portion of the food. And it was just awkward. I was like, now why y'all just watching me? I was like, I'll be digging in too. I don't know what y'all thought. So as he continues to dig in his food, and the waitress comes, picks up his plates, and then they ask, like, so how's working at the Miami PD, man? And he's like, good, well, I worked on a murder scene yesterday with, like, death by strangulation and everything. And he was like, oh, yeah, Deb, the victim was wearing the similar colors of your shirt, and he kind of, like, killed the vibe. But because she was looking at him like, nah, why would you say that? We just got done eating. Like, what's wrong with you? And then he was, for a quick solution, he was like, darts? And then yeah, we just jumped to darts, and they vibing and having a fun time. And Sophia tells Deborah, like, oh, she wishes the dartboard had Tiffany's face on it. Maybe she'll be getting hit in targets. And then Ginger Snap quickly remembers a flash of Levi guiding his girlfriend on how to throw the dart. So he takes the initiative and uses that skill on Sophia, so Deborah will be satisfied with her double date. So he helps Sophia get a bullseye on the dartboard, and they cheer and hug. And then there was this like Teen Beach Ross Lynch coated person bumps into Deborah, and then Gio loses shit out there. Like Sophia and was looking shook, but Dexter, he was like, okay, he got a little fight in him. He was like, hey, pendejo, like, you apologize to my girl, like, are you blind? And he was like, oh, my bad. And he was like, okay, I don't need to see you no more, so you keep walking, okay? And he was like, he turns around and faces the girl like, no one touches my girl. I was like, okay, Gio, I guess he's not really a bad guy. I'm really hoping he's not too good to be true, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Gio, though, because I'm like, I'm really hoping he's good for Deb, though, because, yeah, she low-key kind of needs that right now since she feels exiled from her family at the moment. So as Sophia slides Dexter's arm towards her bosom, Dexter quickly runs to the bathroom like, oh, too much coke. And then Deborah just gives Sophia a little nod of approval, and then he goes to the bathroom. Sophia goes into the bathroom and follows him. He's like, this is the men's room. She's like, I'm aware. And then, y'all, why the hell she locked the door, y'all? And then he was like, what are you doing, basically? And then, y'all, they have a little brief, intimate encounter. Then we hear his inner thoughts, like, he was like, who knew dating would be this fun? I'm like, see, finally, I'm glad they have a little sense of normalcy about damn time, because I was like, I'm low-key shipping them, so yeah, I hope it does work out for the rest of the season. I'm genuinely hoping so. So they exit the bathroom, and Deborah's just like smirking at them in satisfaction, like knowingly, like, did y'all just? And then he was like, nah, I got my car keys right here. She was like, okay, good, we finna go fuck with Tiffany. He was like, wait, what? So we all see them going to hotwire Tiffany's new ride, basically, at Tiffany's house, unbeknownst to her, obviously. And Gio's having trouble with this, so Dex slides in and, you know, get to working. So they decide to split up. Gio and Deborah take Tiffany's car to the beach and just to ditch it there. And obviously Ginger Snap and Sophia drives home. So as Ginger Snap is dropping Sophia home, and he asks her how her night went and everything, how she's feeling, she's like, I actually really enjoyed it tonight and everything, so can we do this again like tomorrow or something? He was like, hey y'all, we were in a monologue. He was like, oh, I can't tomorrow because I'm killing someone. But then he actually voices out like he's bowling. She's like, bowling? And she like laughs at him a little bit. She's like, I thought that was like for 45-year-old divorcees, and you don't look like that type, so what the hell are you doing bowling? And they just agree on a different time, and we hear his inner monologue saying, who knew dating would be exhausting? I'm like, yeah, at least you got some kind of sense of normalcy. And I feel like this will be good in terms if he needs alibis. He be like, look, I was with my girl, so I don't know what y'all talking about. So, yeah, that was like good to see. I'm like, okay, I guess Sophia said that's her man, and nobody else can get in that besides her. So, I salute. Oh, I know that's right, Sophia. Go ahead. We see LaGuerta noticing that Harry's missing, being part of that specific case, and she hurry up and brings over the file of the man they were just investigating earlier. And she tells him, I think Dexter is onto something about this being a possible serial killer. So, obviously, and then he was like, okay, what do you mean? Because obviously the victim was charged with petty theft, I believe. And he has no family connections or no like friends as well. So obviously this killer is targeting people that has no one to rely on or who society deems and no one will miss. So that's a pretty messed up MO if you really think about it. And he's like, okay, like we're gonna check this out then. So they decide on that. Then we see another flashback of Debbie. She wants out of being a CI, and Harry's like, well, look, you already knew what you were getting yourself into to stay out of jail and for your boy. She's like, okay, don't give me that bullshit now. Because if I was your wife, you wouldn't be setting me up in there now, would you? And then he got a little salty, like, I was like, why you stuttering? You know damn well she right. Like, the audacity, you know? So, and Bobby interrupts him, and then he's like, okay, you gotta go. He's like, nah, I'm busy right now. Like, nah, your baby on the way. So he rushed to the hospital, and then, you know, Debbie's left there pissed off, which I would be too. I'm like, nah, you gotta give me the witness protection program or something, because what? Like, make it make sense. So he goes to the hospital, and then Doris is holding a baby, Deborah, and she's like, oh, you can? I was like, well, of course I would. And he holds Deborah, y'all, why the hell Doris clock Harry C. like, yeah, I know you've been creeping in the park after dark with somebody. Well, you ain't finna be creeping in the street somewhere, do you understand? Or you ain't gonna be in these sheets. And then he like, what are you talking? She's like, don't play dumb with me. Like, duh. I'm like, come on, it's common sense, women's intuition. Like, she ain't stupid. So she like, yeah, look, you better dead that shit or this marriage is dead. Understood. And he's like, okay, it's over. And then we just see a little cute little baby Deborah. I'm like, oh. Then we jump back to the present where Ginger Snap is following Levi and about to make his move and start their session. So as he's on his way to follow Levi to his car, he's kind of slightly interrupted by Clark. And y'all, I didn't know Clark was part of the Alphabet Mafia. I was like, oh, he wanna fuck you. Because one of Clark's friends was like, Ginger said, hey, handsome. And he's like, oh, cool. I'll see you later, Clark. I'll see you at work later. And then Clark just like nods awkwardly and everything. I'm like, yeah, because Dexter's on a mission right now. Like, you kind of interrupting me. That was funny. I was like, I can't believe I didn't peep that at first. So that was nice to see, like, him getting a sense of normalcy as well, since they've been facing some heavy cases, y'all. So we see Levi bitch ass in the alley taking a drunk piss, singing this I got this one song to himself, and then, I'll always love you, baby, or something. And then Dexter's like, I was always thinking about you, too. And then he like, what the hell? Dexter hit him with that jigsaw potion and knocks Levi out and drags him to the house of the family that he bopped on the pilot. So Dex begins to wake him up with smelling salts. And Levi is like, asking, okay, like, who the hell are you? And he was like, you don't recognize me? I'm Dexter Morgan, Harry Morgan. So he was like, the cop, and then he choked him real quick, like, damn, like, can I was like, oh, he ain't like, he get right to it. So yeah, he basically asks, like, Levi, like, why is he the way that he is? And Levi tells him, like, look, you want to talk. The reason why I killed all those people because I enjoyed it, and I enjoy seeing the fear leave their face, especially from the little ones. I was like, see, and that's the part where you fucked up too, because that sets Dexter off, because that's so sick and twisted, like just mental, just completely demented. he tells Dexter, like, you're just like me. And Dexter's like, I don't know, maybe there's a little similarities, you know, with the actual taking the life process, but me and you are dramatically different. See, you take the lives of innocents, children included, and I don't do that. I take the lives of bad people. So he slices and dices Levi, and we jump back to the station where Aaron is still like asking his team about the evidence on where's Nikki's whereabouts and everything. And he's like, okay, anybody got any forensic evidence? And Tanya informs him, like, look, these people were organized and smart. They didn't leave any evidence behind at all. They didn't even step on an oil spill in your garage. Like, they thought of everything. So I'm sorry, I don't really have anything for you in terms of forensic side. And Bobby and Angel chime in with the cartel leader that's arrested in prison at the moment and how this could be tied to him, and he's probably punishing them for imprisoning him in the first place. So that's their main lead to go off, which I think so too, since Jimmy's dad was a judge who tried and convicted him. So he still continues to crash out, like, okay, like, we need to find him, like, immediately. So Harry decides to calm him down as he's witnessing this breakdown, since we already know Harry lost his own son. And this whole episode just felt like bittersweet, like I cannot. And he calms him down by bringing him some whiskey, and they just have a heart-to-heart real quick. And he's like, look, I know the pressure that's weighing on your shoulders as a father and as a parent. Like, there's just some things we can't protect our kids from. We're going to constantly worry. We're never going to reach an age where we stop worrying. It's just we could guide them the best we can and trust the team that you helped create it and mold to do their jobs, and Nikki's gonna come home safe and sound. Since you can't monitor the kids 24/7, so just keep faith on the skills in our team, and we're gonna make sure we find the son of a bitch. And we also see Ginger Snap getting ready to go dump the body, and y'all, the episode wraps up with Ginger Snap arriving to the swamp, but y'all, another butterfly effect. The Miami PD already there investigating a crime scene, since they done found Ferreira's floating arm, and I thought the damn Crocs ate it, damn. So I was like, that blasted damn arm. So some more evidence saying officially erased. I'm like, see, further problems. I'm glad. I wonder how Ginger Snap gonna weasel his way out of this situation. Even I think he's gonna get off scot-free since he's Harry's son. So down there they're gonna be like, okay, what the hell are you doing driving over here though? I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, I'm just minding my business. I wanna go on a drive. So yeah, that wraps up episode 6, y'all. So yeah, the joy of killing, it was definitely a heavy episode. Like, I was not ready for it. I'm just glad Sophia's the light one, because I was worried about her, but I'm really hoping Nikki stays alive and actually survives this, because he already seen what the last abductor did to Jimmy, as he seen the dry blood on the floor when the abductor gave him a lunchbox, that like knockoff Lunchable as well. So I don't know, y'all. I really hope they find the abductor, because I want him to be Dexter's force so bad. Like, I'm really praying on that. I'm like, okay, y'all, pick it up, because I need to see that justice fulfilled on Dexter's end. So y'all let me know what y'all think about episode 6. So I'm Treacherous Slayer, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.